everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here. It is Friday. It is an early live stream. And thank you for being here, despite the fact it is at a weird time. I have a good reason for... Oh, I should make sure you guys can actually hear me. Should make sure the microphone isn't like 20 feet away from my mouth before I start speaking. Hi, everybody. The starting scene screen is beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. So we're streaming early today, but it's for a good reason, i.e. I was told. You can't blame me. I was told, be here at this one time. There wasn't an or else, but there's a little bit of an or else implied. So I was like, oh, okay, well, we're going to stream early today. Otherwise, y'all would have been getting a 30-minute long live stream, and I don't think anyone would have been happy with that. So today, we are doing a little date night, kink activity, get ready. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just showing up. It's a mystery after that. I don't know what's happening. So, I mean, that's kind of just... I just show up places and things happen. I put too much trust into other human beings. I realize maybe I should do that less. Anyways, so we're gonna do a little get ready with me. We're gonna do makeup. We're gonna probably, I don't know if I can actually show, like, not for censor reasons, but just like physically, I don't know if I actually can show the full look on camera, but we will try to get close to it at least. And so we're gonna do makeup. We're gonna chit chat. So before I get into it, I will say a couple things. So, first of all, the elements in the live stream title, except for the get ready with me part, that's baked in. Everything else is suggestions. I recently made a video that you guys have obviously not seen. It hasn't come out yet, but I just made a video where I talked about how to add more depth to your BDSM scenes and make them more complex. And part of that was actually like moving away from talking about like playing harder or getting more bruises. And I was like, well, we actually haven't like talked about like getting bruises and techniques for that in like a hot minute. So we could talk about that. We could talk more about polyfamily because that video popped off a little bit and like more than I was expecting. And, you know, it didn't like get a million views or anything, but it, you know, it's people want to talk and know about polyfamily, so that we could chat more about that, because at the time I had filmed that video, I think I had only seen the first episode. Possibly I'd seen the second at that point, but now I've seen the first 4 and there's 6 in total. So I've actually seen more than half the season. So we could talk more about that. I am planning to do a season wrap up. I don't know if they're going to get a second season of Polyfamily. I've heard like 5 different things. I've heard people say, oh, they've already filmed season 2, or season 2 got canceled, or season 1 was supposed to be 8 episodes, but they decided to only make it 6 because of like public reaction to it. I don't know. I'm not sure what the truth is. So we will see. There could be season 2. I've also been told, and please, if anyone here knows about this, tell me more. I've had multiple people tell me that there is a throuple, which is a word I hate. I hate the word throuple. It just sounds disgusting. It's not for like any legitimate reason. I don't like the way it sounds. I don't like the word throuple. There's a throuple / a triad on 90 Day Fiancé, and I do not want to watch all of 90 Day Fiancé to watch this throuple, but if there's a way, is there like episodes where it's like mostly them or focused on them, or I don't really know how 90 Day Fiancé works. My picture in my head is that there's every season, there's like multiple different couples or thruples that they follow around, and so you see a little bit of each of them like in each episode. Am I anywhere near a ballpark of correct? If anyone knows, I would love to figure that part out. What am I getting ready for? I don't know. That's the fun part. I don't know. I am going out. Other than that, mystery. So I'm preparing for all eventualities, which is I'm mostly just not doing my YouTube makeup. I'm doing like, there's YouTube makeup and there's real life makeup, because cameras and lights make a difference, and that's how I am. I'm sure some people do the same makeup kind of regardless, but you know, you guys have seen the photos of people, maybe you haven't. Sometimes people do meet. Oh, by the way, Bandita has a little Pride Month bandana on because she got her teeth cleaned and they gave her one. And it's so cute. Look at it. It's so beautiful. You're so beautiful, honey. Yeah, you gonna go back? You gonna go back to your little bed? What do you want to do? All right, we're going back to the bed. All right. Or no, we're just gonna lay and we're gonna be super cute and we're gonna have our little smiley face on because we're so smiley, because we're so cute. And anyways, so yeah, I don't know. I think there's like clips of all of them. Oh, cool. That is good to know. I do not know where they are. I hope they're doing well. Not sure what they are up to. Here, let me I think I've got everything I need, right? Oh, I knew I was forgetting something. I was like, what? I need to do something before I get into the actual stream. What is it? Now I remember. Got to do the little opening stream blurb. So we are doing a get ready with me today, but the same rules as always still apply. So if you are not at least 18, please don't be here. That is for your safety, my safety, everyone's safety, because mixing minors and adults together in one space talking about sex and relationships and kink is not a good idea, so we don't do that. You can also read the rules down below. Highly recommend it, because we have an FAQ down there, and it also goes over what you need to know about the stream. More or less, I answer questions and I go in the order of the chat. Don't spam the chat. Listen to me. Listen to the mods. Be nice to people. If you do that, you're pretty much golden. And I do answer questions in the order they come in. But if you would like to have your question answered right away, the best way to do that is with a super chat, which you can do either directly through YouTube in the chat, or you can donate memberships, or you can also, this is a fun third option, you can go to Streamlabs, which cuts out the 30% that YouTube gets, and it just donates directly to me. So if you don't want to give Google $2, because why would you? Google has enough money. You can also just do Streamlabs, and it'll pop up on screen, and it'll show/read out your message, and then if it's a question, I will answer it right away, and that is more or less what y'all need to know. Do you have any suggestions or community resources where reports can be posted about toxic dominance, pro or amateur, who are really just in it for blackmail and money? Oh, I don't know. I know of a place for like rope bondage stuff specifically. My impression, and maybe this isn't something I look for routinely, so maybe I've missed it out there somewhere where it's been posted, but my understanding is more the vetting resources tend to be local, so there'll be like vetting groups, like closed groups for a city or a state, if maybe it's not a super populous place, or possibly both, and that tends to be where things are talked about, not like a international Dom Yelp review page, which is an idea that I've had. I have two ideas. One is start in jail and have to earn your way out. Idea two is Dom Yelp reviews, and you just get to write. It's just like Yelp. You post photos, maybe Google map reviews. I don't want to have a map element involved, which is why I don't say that. People don't need to know the addresses of Doms, but kind of the same idea of like, here's a Dom, here's where I met them, here's how they scored on like these different attributes of, like cleanliness, listen to consent, good negotiator, blah blah blah, right? Whatever it is that we're gonna rank these Doms on. I actually would want to. What would we, if we were gonna do a Dom Yelp situation? What would the categories be for that? What would we put for is it the equivalent of like quick service, or like communicative over email, like whatever you get to rank people at 1 out of 5 stars on. What would that be, I wonder? Also, sorry if you guys can hear the scraping of the metal straw. This is my creatine and I hate it. I bought new creatine on Amazon. Everyone was like, oh, this is the best creatine on Amazon. Buy it. It's terrible. It's garbage. It does not dissolve in cold or room temperature water. It kind of dissolves in hot water, and that's it. And I'm only taking it because it's the creatine that I have. And it is disgusting, and I don't like it. See ya. See you later. Oh, the shirt you're wearing is really nice. Oh, I haven't even done like part of here's like part of the outfit that we're doing. I'll show the full thing later. It's actually multiple shirts. So this is actually like a tie-on cardigan This is from I think it's Etiquette. I don't know how to spell it. I'll put the names of the things in the chat if I can't remember. This is from Etiquette. And then the underneath part is a shirt from Garage. And then I've got like a double layer skirt on that. It's no longer made anymore, but it's just a mesh flowy skirt from an indie shop. So there you go. I like this top because there's little like lace details. I'm trying to get it to like lay the way that maybe I just need to pull this down. Will that work? Yes. There we go. Try not to flash everybody on Earth. Okay. I have really been finding a lot of brands that are easy to get secondhand that I really like. They're not as size inclusive. I think they normally go extra small to like extra large. So I apologize for that. But I can find these pieces on, I think this shirt was like $8. I think this is probably like $12. Like, it's so nice being able to have a really versatile wardrobe and then not spend more than like $15 secondhand on like anything. All right, so I forgot to put on my necklace earlier. I'm going to put it in my hair actually to do this because we're going to do makeup afterwards. We're going to talk about the outfit. We're going to talk about perfume. We're going to talk about it all, baby. Talk about skincare if you want to. We can get into that situation. All right, let's see what's going to do. Well, the heart's going to end up being centered no matter where I put the ribbon because that's how gravity works. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. Need to make sure this is like, the ribbon is not going to be totally center. There's probably a more efficient way of doing this, but this is how I'm doing it. All right. Bit around, and there we go. Oh, there we go. Is this ribbon way too long? Yes. Do I have another ribbon I could wear with this instead? No. Need to get... This actually goes with what did this come from originally? I think I had like an Apatico harness that came with ribbon, and now I just sort of use it whenever I need a ribbon. Did I like trap... Oh no, that's part of the ribbon. There we go. Yay, we did it. Do I have the right side facing out? I don't think this is double faced. I don't remember. No, I gotta twist it. No, I gotta redo it. But me to get a nice black skirt, really want one. Oh, if you want just a black skirt, go on like ThreadUp or something. Like there's infinite different varieties of any size and shape and silhouette and length of skirt you could want on there. And they're all really cheap. So, all right, let's have this not be all twisted around. And this is... Oh, no, I had it faced up the right way. This actually is double-faced. Okay. But I need it to not be... Maybe I need to have it a little looser. Maybe that's what my problem is. Maybe my problem is I'm trying to strangle myself with this, and I shouldn't do that because that's somebody else's job. These are the jokes you guys can expect on the Evie Lupine broadcast. All right, there we go. That looks like how I wanted it to look. That looks correct. There we go. Yay, we did it. Now I feel like I look like a ballerina. I feel like this, well, I would be kicked out of a ballet school if I showed up with my hair like this, but it has kind of that vibe a little bit. Ooh, a red ribbon. She is very contemplative and she is very nap. That outfit is so cute. It's like witchy and not frilly because it's like delicate. Oh yeah, with the mesh. Yeah, I love look at these sleeves. I love a lettuce hem. That's like, if you put a lettuce hem on something, I will buy it. That's the main thing. But I love these sleeves. And also, because I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I'm going indoors or outdoors or what's going on. It's like 80 something here. It's pretty warm, but I was like, I should wear long sleeves because what if I get chilly? So that's what we're doing. But also I can take this off if I need to. Sorry I'm late. I was arguing with racists on Reddit and lost track of time. I understand. I have noticed recently, I think that there's a lot more, I think there always have been, but I think there are more convincing bots on Reddit, both making posts and arguing with people in comments. So Just keep in mind that you may not even be talking to a real person. You may be talking to a bot that hacked somebody's account 3-4 years ago. You're looking like a Mortasha Kinski vibes. Oh, I don't know who that is. I'm Googling it. What was that? More Tasha. I'm getting a DJ's name. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. I see it. I see what you're saying. I get the vibe. I pick up what you're putting down. Secondhand fits are great. Unfortunately, those of us who are bigger than extra large have a hard time finding them. Have found great accessories and hats, though. It definitely depends on where you're looking. I mean, not that I look for, like, 2XL and up clothing, but I do know that they're, like, on ThreadUp, they definitely have, like, a plus size category. I don't think it's as expansive as, standard clothing sizes, but it is on there. So, like, there are options, but yeah, I definitely have an advantage when it comes to size stuff, for sure. Hello from DomCon LA. Ooh, how is it? Yes, I have never been to DomCon. 1, because it's not local to me, and 2, because I've always heard that it's more meant for, like, professionals, like people in the adult industry, and, like, that seems fun, but when I've looked at, like, classes and stuff, it seems more like accounting for findoms, which is, like, interesting, but, also, why would I want to go to Los Angeles? Let's be honest. I don't know if I want to be in Los Angeles. Sorry, Los Angeles. I would go, but maybe not for DomCon. And definitely not this time of year. I think if I was going to go to LA, it needs to be, like, October through April. If it's May and onward, I think that's probably a bad idea, just for heat reasons. Although they probably all have AC everywhere there, so maybe it actually wouldn't be too bad, unless you're outside. I would do okay in the heat. I would just worry about anybody that I would go with. Thank you. Guys, I haven't even seen the full outfit yet. I don't even have my accessories on, other than this necklace. It's not even, like, it's, like, half finished. It's half finished. Okay. So I'm gonna look for questions. We'll have a review on the next stream. Yeah, definitely let me know. Oh, it doesn't ship to where you live? Oh, that sucks. All right, let's get to some questions. And then as we're doing that, I will start doing some makeup. I think I answered the one from DC Stevens already. I'm gonna... Lemon Anders? I'm gonna guess it's trying to be... Could be a capital I. Could be E.M. Anders. I don't know. I think with Lemon Anders because that seems like it's supposed to be a pun, and that's cute, and I like it. Any suggestions about talking about non-monogamy to a 5-year-old? The parents of my nephew talk with him about LGTB couples a ton, but they don't want to discuss non-monogamy as a non-mono aunt. I want to. So I don't have any experience being in the same position as you are in, obviously. So I have not had to broach these conversations. Everyone I know with kids is actually poly, so, like, it's sort of implicit in the way that they're raised that, like, oh, there's, like, other adults around, and they also, like, help take care of the house and stuff, and they're, part of the family, kind of. So it's not even really, like, an overt conversation, but one, obviously, is you have to talk to the parents about, like, what they're comfortable knowing, and I'm assuming if you're asking me this question, you probably want to come armed with, like, a, hey, I'd, like, want to talk to, my, was it niece or nephew, about this, are you okay with that? Here's what I'm thinking of. And just, like, if it came up in a conversation, if it was relevant for some reason, well, let's say, I don't know, you're coming over for Halloween or something, and you bring, like, 2 people with you, and you kiss them both on the cheek, and then your nephew's like, Dad, why did Auntie kiss both those people on the cheek? I thought that was, like, for married people. I don't know what 5-year-olds think about this kind of thing on average, especially if they're not religious. I don't know. The only context I have for things is, like, religiosity. I would probably just say something to the effect of, like, well, you know how men can love women, and how women can love women, and men can love men, and sometimes people aren't even men? Well, also sometimes people love more than one at a time. That's it. That's all you need to say. I think that's it. I think the less complicated, the better. And then they're just going to turn and go, oh, and then they go back to, you know, playing on their iPad or, you know, coloring or whatever. I think I think actually it's better if you don't over-explain it. Also, this is the Makeup Forever Super Boost Serum Skin Tint, which my skin has been surprisingly clear, at least on my face, for like the last week. And I'm like, all right, skin, can you just stay like this? Can this just be the new normal, please? Also, I already have some lip tint on. I do this thing, I'll talk about it, where I layer my lip tint. And I do, like, it's the same color, but I do like one that's like I have it sit for like an hour. I have it on for a long time. And then if I really want to deepen the color, I'll like do it again for another like 20 minutes. We're gonna do that step after this. But this is the Serum Skin Tint. There we go. But yeah, I just think simple is probably best. Just like, oh yeah, you can love more than one person at a time. And be like, oh, let's move on. So when they start asking questions back about how that works, and then it's like, maybe you need to talk to your parents about that, right? If they're like, well, they know that, you know, well, mom and dad sleep in the same bed together, so do you sleep 3 in a bed? And sometimes, some people do, you know. Well, then, you know, if you have kids, who's the mama and who's the dad? Well, they're all parents, you know. There's that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not a parent. I've never written a parenting book. I've never read a parenting book. That's what I assume you should do. If anyone in here is polyamorous and has kids, please let me know how you go about that. It's a good reason to not stay for long, Caitlin. I totally get it. Bandita's still a super cute doggo after all these years. I mean, true. Her beauty and her youth has not faded. It is definitely warm. It's going to be 90 this weekend. It's going to be very hot. I'm a little anxious about that, to be honest. 5 is a little young to start that conversation. Wait to see, though. Your nephew might see something about poly on the internet. I mean, I think the idea is to, especially because a lot of kids are using iPads and the internet, like, very routinely for school. The idea is to tell them directly before they hear it from something else. Like, same thing you would. Like, I don't think... It's not about, like... That's why I said, like, basically just say, oh, well, you can just love more than 1% at a time. Like, it doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be a big old thing. In the same way that, like, teaching kids that, like, oh, well, you're going to be in kindergarten. You know, you might have another student in your class. You might have a classmate that, you know, maybe they have gay parents. Or maybe they have divorced parents. Or maybe they're, you know, they could have all different kinds of family arrangements. And I think making sure a kid is prepared to be empathetic to other people's living situations and family lives is a good thing to do, regardless of age. It's not like exposing them to some like dark truth about human nature, whatever. It's as complicated as you want it to be. And like, kids basically think whatever their own life is like what's normal. And if they're taught from a young age that, like, oh, just some people have moms, and some people have only dads, and some people have both, and some only have one, and some people have 2 moms, and some people have 1 dad. Like, if you just teach them that, they're like, oh, okay. Like, they don't know. They don't know how the world works. They're learning. They're figuring it out. So I'm not saying you teach them how to navigate a triad emotionally. But just, you know, that it's an option that exists. Like, in the same way that we teach kids that single parents are a thing and that divorce is a thing, right? And those aren't, like, necessarily particularly comfortable topics for people because the situations that lead to divorce or lead to single parenthood are not always great. Sometimes they're fine, but they can be emotional for the adults, but for kids, they don't have to know about that part of it. They just, you know, oh, okay, that happens sometimes. I think it's actually worse if you hide stuff from kids and then they find out about it from, like, their peers, because that's how they're definitely going to get misinformation. In my humble opinion. I bought new moisturizer, tried it out last night, could not figure out why it was turning white on my skin and absorbing. It was a cleanser that I thought was a moisturizer. Curse use small packaging fonts. Oh dear. That'll happen. Especially if you're getting like a CeraVe or something, all their packaging looks the same. It's easy to mix those up. I can see it. You should let them know that life is big and has many different trails to follow. I mean, yeah, sounds good to me. Why not? Parents really need to be diligent about monitoring their kids' internet usage. Well, they should, for sure. But also, I'm aware of the fact that there's lots of moments where parents, like, can't be around to monitor their kids' internet usage, like when they're on the bus or when they're in school. And so things are just going to slip through the cracks. And even if you put every different parental monitoring software that you can possibly think of on whatever device they're using or on their phones, and you track everything, like, they're still going to see things from, like, their friends' computers or their friends' phones, or they're going to hear something from their friends that saw it on their computer. Like, there's just no way to make sure you're 100% on top of every single thing your child is exposed to. To be honest, I'm not entirely convinced that level of paranoia is a positive thing for either the parents or children anyways. So I would just, you know, prepare for that eventuality. I'm trying to enter a poly thing for the first time myself, and some of your videos on it have helped me a lot. Thank you. Well, good luck. I am happy to hear that you're on your own little adventure, and I hope that goes well. All right, so we are applying the blush. This is from Ritual to Fill. This is Lovesick. I've thought about doing red, but I was like, you know, I think I just want to do something that's kind of like lighter and more natural. I say as I'm bringing it up into my fucking eyebrows. Like, that's where blush normally is. But, you know, more neutral color, because I don't want the blush to be the focus, and I thought if I did red it might be more of the focus. But I didn't want to do pink, I didn't want to do orange, because then I have kind of like purpley, grayed out like purpley lips. I thought this actually probably is good. I do want to get like a black gray blush for kind of these sorts of moments. Just slap in my face. Just tiny little slaps. Good for blood flow or something, I don't know. Alright, there we go. Ta-da! Okay. This is the Danessa Myrix Dew Wet Balm. It's just like a clear... It's like a highlighter... Oh, did I just dig my nail into that? I did kind of. It's okay, it lived. This is just like a clear... I think I'm actually going to have to send in my streaming camera to be... I tried cleaning it multiple times now, and it still has issues. So I think I'm going to have to send it in to be serviced. But the idea is that this is just kind of like a dewy... Like, it gives a very natural wet look. Like, not shiny in like a glittery way, but just like... There you go. That's it. I'm going to do a little bit. I'm really excited because I have a new eyebrow product. I have a new eyebrow product, and I have new mascara. I'm not gonna do any eyeshadow, but I'm gonna do my setting spray, and then I'm gonna put on my lip stuff. And this is I actually don't, for any of my face makeup now, I don't even use primer, I just use this. This is the NYX, the face glue setting spray. I didn't like their primer version of this, but the setting spray actually is really good. But you gotta make sure you shake it up, because there's like a sediment layer that'll end up on the bottom, and you want to make sure your product is adequately mixed together. When I was a kid, my mother tried locking me out of the family PC. It took me all of 30 seconds to bypass the password. Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, you know, reboot stuff into safe mode or whatever the heck that's called. There are so many ways, and like, that's the thing, right? If somebody wants to do something, they're gonna find a way to do it, okay? And it's, you know, it's about trust. It's about developing trust and giving your kids privacy. And doing things to damage that trust and to invade their privacy is actually probably going to make things worse. IMO. And so, unless you've got a real problem child, you know, for the most part, I think being a little more not trying to do stuff like that where you're locking them out of the family computer and you think you've done it, but then actually they're just secretly doing stuff behind your back is way worse than them openly doing stuff on the family computer in front of you, right? So, but also we don't live in an age of like family computers anymore, right? Everyone has like their own like school laptop, and they probably have a phone, because what if something happens at school and they need to text you, right? So, my lipsticks are all blue, green, purple, black, and white, no red. Oh, crazy. I mean, I guess that makes sense if you have like blue, green hair, like red, and that, I mean, there's probably some tones of red that you can wear with some tones of blue and green hair, but it's a dicey mix. It's a dicey mix. I've never worn white lipstick before. I've done like really, really light, like taupe concealer lip sort of stuff, but never white. I don't think white looks good on me as a color in general. It's not too much of an autumn for that. Actually, it is really entertaining to me as somebody who, like, years ago, like 10, 12 years ago, discovered, like, seasonal color analysis. The fact that it's now, like, massive on TikTok and YouTube, everyone's being like, oh, I'm getting professionally draped to have my season typed is crazy. I'm like, I just took a quiz that was free 12 years ago, and I usually get either deep autumn or like deep winter, one of those two, and I'm pretty sure I'm an autumn because I freckle. So there you go. And I'm more neutral, like I lean on the neutral side of autumn. So that's it, easy. But now people are spending the influencers are spending all this money and all this stuff. All right, let's get some lips on. Poly tip: stay out of your partner's. Oh yeah, speaking of parenting. The things also apply to polyamory. Stay out of your partner's phones, chats, messages, computer, etc. It seems obvious, but people still manage to screw this one up. People, listen, I have had weird experiences with this. Okay, I have had people that will, like, they have all their chat apps downloaded on their fucking computer, and I'll be over, and they will, like, have all of their text messages with everyone else they're talking to on, like, their big, like, 72-inch fucking television. And it's like, I don't want to, when I come over, I don't want to see the things that you're texting on your other girlfriends. This seems invasive. Like, are they okay with this? Like, this, why? Like, it's not even that I'm looking, it's just being shown to me. And then the fact that I don't want to see it is like, oh, well, you're just jealous. It's like, also, it's not a relationship I'm in anymore, so it's not currently a problem. But I've been with people before that are like, oh, well, the reason you don't want to see it is because you must be jealous and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I just don't want to, like, it feels like I'm doing something wrong, and I don't need that information. It does nothing for me. There's zero benefit and only potential negatives to this. Which, honestly, it only made me more suspicious, because if you're trying this hard to make it seem like I'm seeing all the stuff that you're saying to other people, that makes me think there's something that you're hiding somewhere else that you're not putting on your fucking 72-inch television. More than once that has happened. I've had more than one person in my life who has that kind of approach to text messages. But no, you should not snoop. You should not look stuff, even if it's like, you know, you might have a partnership where somebody's like, oh, if you want to go through my messages and like read stuff, that's fine. I don't agree with that. I'm going to put this on my, actually I'm going to finish this out, then I'm going to put this on my lips, because I love, this is the NYX Lip IV. I love these as a tint. Wearing them as a full color, that is the only time I have ever had a lip product get on my teeth. I just don't ever have that happen. For this, for some reason, it just does. So I don't know what's going on with their formula, but don't snoop, don't look. Even if somebody's like, oh, you're going through my messages, it's fine, I trust you. I feel like it's a trust violation for the person whose messages are being read, because they, unless you, even if you've told them explicitly, like, I do think it is still weird to be like, oh, by the way, my partner, my girlfriend, or my wife, or whoever is gonna read all of our messages between the two of us. Hope that's okay. Like, why would you need, that just seems like there's trust issues going on. It just does not seem positive. So I'm not on board with that. I think that's probably a bad idea. But maybe there's scenarios in which that's okay. It's sort of like, you know, in FetLife, you have people that'll say, oh, well, my Dom reads all my messages, or message my Dom to, like, get permission to contact me. And, like, that kind of makes more sense, because those are complete strangers who are messaging you out of the blue, and it's probably nothing good. So that I get, because it's, like, filtering. But when it's like, oh, here's all my messages between other people that now you get to read, like, no. I can't think of a good reason for that does not begin, well, I think it's a bad reason, but the reason for why that would happen is, like, you don't trust your partner, or you're using it as, like, a soothing tool. Like, it's like a pacifier where you're like, ooh, if I just read every single message, then I know everything, and then I can't be surprised by something, and then I can't be hurt by something. Even though in reading the messages, you probably are going to be hurt by something. Either, like, maybe they say something about you, or maybe they use, like, terms of endearment that you don't use with your partner, or they talk about, like, sex that they had, or activities they did together. Like, you're gonna find something in that to hurt yourself, so probably just don't look. Probably just do not look. Will you be doing more history of kink videos? Do you have a dedicated playlist? I don't have a history of kink playlist because I haven't done very many of them. It might be something I revisit in the future. But just not a whole lot of, maybe I would do it for like the leather community. There's definitely areas I have not touched on before that I think would be fun to look into. But maybe hasn't been top of my list, but that is a good idea to revisit because it has been years, I think, before I've done anything like that. All right, next lip IV time. This is their darkest color. I wish they had a black one, but they don't. Even if it turned out to be gray, this is called, and this is a name that they have given their product. This is called Grape Gushin. Do people know you don't actually have to name your lip products? You could just call it number 25 or dark purple. You don't have to call it Grape Gushin. I have to tell myself not to overline my lips. And it's really hard not to. Ta-da! No, just kidding. Gotta do the top half. And this is where I usually overline, because it makes a really obvious line if you overline with a stain, because it's always going to be way lighter on your skin than it is on your lips, because your lips have more natural pigment if you're white like me, than your lips do, or than your skin does. Alright. Ta-da! So I'm not done yet, but we're gonna let that sit for a minute, and I'm going to answer some questions and see how much of this ends up on my teeth as a result. Okay. One of the most awkward discussions I had to listen to while chatting with a friend was when she and another friend of hers got into a discussion of their toy preferences. It wasn't an invitation. Oh dear. I have definitely been around people that have been very excited to talk about, I don't know, their bad dragon dildo collection, and I'm just happy for you. Not for me though. Thanks, bye. Definitely not something I'm talking about regularly. Thanks for answering, Evie. Learning any and all history helps with things like understanding and compassion. You're so right. That is a great argument to get me to make more of those videos. Geez, yeah. Naive monogamous person here. Love it. You're welcome. But how do you combine being truly okay with your partner being with someone else, but also being /hurt when you hear about it? Oh gosh, that's a really interesting question. How do I formulate an answer to this? So the way that my relationships generally work is we try to avoid triangulation, but we do kind of more, I don't like this term, but people use it, garden party polyamory, where we all know each other, all the metas know each other, they maybe talk occasionally, and, people get together maybe once in a while to get a coffee or to help organizing a surprise party or something like that, right? But usually, we're not on top of each other, reading messages, or we don't talk about every single date night that each person goes on with each other partner. It just sort of happens, and it's oh, I'm out with so-and-so, and it's okay, cool. It doesn't need to be any sort of big deal. So that kind of hearing about partners of oh, I'm out with so-and-so, or I'm taking this person to an event, or I'm going to a party next weekend with blah, blah, blah. That kind of stuff is not a problem. That kind of hearing about it is oh, okay, have a good time. It just doesn't, there's no emotional reaction to that whatsoever. It's just okay, have a nice time. And I think the reason why we're all able to get there is because all of our different emotional and physical needs are being met within the relationships, and even if they're not, they're being communicated about, right? So it's a known thing, and there's effort being put into getting closer to that, because sometimes people have a lot of needs and they can't necessarily all be met by their current partnership arrangement, but needs are being treated equally and with respect. So there's not any sort of jealousy that comes up when it's just like, oh, I'm seeing so-and-so, we're hanging out or we're doing a thing. But I think if you're like reading details or hearing details about like, so-and-so and I had sex for 2 hours and they squirted everywhere 5 different times and, you know, then they did blah, 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 you know, or hearing a lot of details about their like anniversary trip or the kink scene they did that was like so amazing and mind-blowing. Like some people like that and they enjoy those details and it actually like turns them on and they like it. But I think for most people, that's just like, it just feels too personal. Like it feels icky to me to hear that kind of detail. Like it feels like I'm impeding on something that's like, am I supposed to know about that? Like, we're not having a like girly like talk session. And maybe if I was really good friends with, outside of the relationship structure, if I was really good friends with the metamor who was doing those kinds of activities, or like my partner is really good friends with, you know, my other partner who was doing those activities with me, I would feel more comfortable sharing that stuff. But like, I don't know. It just feels like, maybe I should know about that is sort of the feeling. But it's not like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's not, I guess the usual explanation we hear from books about that kind of feeling, like if you're reading literature about polyamory, is monogamy is so ingrained in society and we're taught from such an early age to be like possessive and that like possession and exclusivity are like what makes love and what makes relationships worthwhile and signals like the depth of the relationship, that if we hear people doing other things in specific with other people, that must mean something bad about our relationship. And just fighting that conditioning is like an ongoing process, and that just because you have like a brief feeling that comes up, it doesn't mean that it's like bad or wrong or that the thing shouldn't be done. It just is like, oh, you're having a reaction because of course you would, because you've been told from the age of like 2 years old that like jealousy and possessiveness is a positive trait, both overtly and implicitly. What you said about in the family video was like polite indifference. It was really helpful to hear. Oh yeah, that was the term. I was so, this is why I'm better at writing than speaking out loud. Yes, that was my term. It's like, yes, polite indifference, like you're not looking for a lot of details, but you're not like, don't tell me anything at all. Like just sort of like, oh, okay, that sounds nice. And like we all have momentary feelings about things in our relationship, right? Of like somebody says something that doesn't hit us the right way, or something that maybe that the person wouldn't know would be particularly insulting to us. They say, and then our feelings get hurt, but we know it's not intentional. It's not like trying to bully us or something. Like those feelings just happen in relationships, right? And so it doesn't mean anything that's negative necessarily in like a long-term way. It's just, oh, that feeling came up, you know? Anyways, I hope that explains it. Alrighty. I am going to answer a couple more questions and then we are going to get into the eye makeup portion of the experience, which I'm very excited about. I have to pull up a Instagram tutorial and everything. I got eyelashes. It's going to be a whole deal. I think most of your videos are based on US dungeons, etc. Yes, I'm from the United States. That's correct. But do you know what dungeons are like in the UK and how is it different? So I have actually been to the UK and I've been to a couple places in Europe as well. And I've done kinky things there. And I know of some dungeon spaces in the UK. There's definitely dungeon spaces in the UK that are more like how they are in the US. However, my understanding, again, based on my limited experience as a tourist and not a dyed-in-the-wool local member of somewhere in, I don't know, Gloucestershire. I don't know. Is there kink in there? Probably. So my understanding is that most of the spaces are more like club environments. And so there's actually like places like that here in America too. Like there are, it's a club with drinking and it might be members only. Probably is. And you go in and there's drinking and you go and you see and you be seen, you dance. It's more like kind of typical vanilla club activities. But then in like back rooms or out in the open, there's dungeon furniture, but the focus is much more on like the drinking, clubbing, sexual aspect, and less so on showing up and doing really complicated like BDSM scenes. That's my understanding, is my impression. And because of the fact that so much of it involves drinking, plus be honest, the UK has a little bit of a problematic drinking culture. It is a thing. There are just more consent issues that pop up with that. Both myself and other Americans that I know that have gone to the UK, every single one of them, even if they haven't experienced problems in American BDSM clubs, when they've gone abroad to go to events in the UK specifically, not even elsewhere in Europe, but just in the UK, they have had issues with people like drunk people coming up and like groping somebody that they were actively playing with, like partner A is with partner B, and they're playing together, and then an outside third party like comes into the scene and starts like touching and groping like the person who's being tied up or is on a cross. I've had issues personally with people at events coming up and like multiple different people coming up and like touching me and rubbing on me because of how I was dressed, and they thought that was okay, even though there were giant floor to fucking ceiling signs that were like, do not touch without permission. I'm sorry, I'm yelling, honey, I know, I'm sorry. It's okay. All is okay. Do not worry. And that I just am not a fan of, obviously. So that is my experience with it. That's what I've known people to experience. And I'm not trying to say that like the kink community in the UK is filled with consent problems above and beyond what exists in America, but because there are spaces where drinking is much more prevalent and it's seemingly more of the default in more spaces than compared to here, that is something to be aware of. And if I had options of where I would go, I would choose to go to a place that didn't have drinking, or at least on nights where it was less of a focus. Yeah, society needs to look at how it teaches communication. My friend Ben Cardle just did a TED Talk about that through a memory angle. I don't know what that is. Interesting. I have not been caught up on the TED Talks. As a Brit, that sounds really disappointing. But again, like this is, limited experience as a tourist. It could be like, I know in Australia, for example, there are definitely public venues, but there's a little more private house parties. So it is possible that you could live in an area where maybe like the public dungeons are not the best. And maybe there is a person who like has a larger property and maybe they have a basement, or they have like a finished shed, or I don't know what the UK equivalent of like a mother-in-law's like unit is, but that kind of thing, where maybe they have a finished area where, okay, maybe it's not a public dungeon, but there's a couple or somebody who has like a finished dungeon space, and you can go play there if you get an invite, if you're more known in the community, and maybe that's a little safer. There's also a lot more like rentable. I also noticed a lot more like a pro-dom focus when I did, again, tourist, not part of the local community, don't know for sure. I saw a lot more like pro-doms there, like openly doing pro-dom stuff at these events. So that also might influence it as well. And or I think there's more rentable dungeon spaces where maybe there's a little bit more of a culture of like you go and do things in private one-on-one and less so having a focus on public play. Gotta remember, I don't actually know what the history of the UK kink scene is. I think it seems to be an offshoot of like fetish club stuff, whereas in America it grew off of like gay men's biker culture, ex-military culture, and then kind of turning that into more of an educational focus and less on the drinking. I work at a bathhouse, and I love that it's very consent oriented. Oh, I love the fact that that's a thing that people like front desk. Oh, that's so interesting. There have been a few issues, yet we are trying to do yes means yes, which I love. It's also a sober place except for weed and vape. I mean, yeah, people are going to pull out their vape pens. Oh, that's so interesting. I'm glad to hear that that is an effort, though, because, yeah, I definitely need to make sure that there is a consent focus. Okay, I am going to... there was a really bad accident, I think, somewhere, and traffic was kind of jacked up when I looked like an hour ago. So, oh no, okay, things seem like they're actually clearing up. Okay, great. There was a minute where I looked at the route I needed to take, and it's normally like a 20-minute drive, and then it said 40 minutes, and I was like, oh fuck, that's really not good. But it says 20 minutes again, so we should be okay to end our stream at the usual typical time. Weed also affects your judgment, so I'd be equally careful in a drinking place as a stoner kind of place. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't ever go anywhere where people are just openly smoking weed in a public venue, so I don't really know what that's like. But yeah, no, I mean, I would say that this is just a guess. If I was around people that were smoking weed, I feel like they would be less likely to randomly touch me than people that are drunk. In my humble opinion. I honestly wouldn't know how to find out more about it in the UK. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, FetLife is still really popular in the UK. There's lots of people that are in the UK on FetLife. I'm sure that they maybe have their own website or listing places, but I'm not familiar with those, so I don't know. Let's see what I want to do here. All right, we're gonna put this back. I actually had a little tray like brought with me this time. Normally I'm just like flinging stuff around all over my my desk, but we're gonna start with some makeup. I'm gonna get out. Look at this new shiny mascara. Ooh, it's the Panorama L'Oreal mascara because somebody recommended it to me and I was like, that sounds like that's probably good. All right, let's need that. Might need that. Getting all my stuff sorted here. Oh, this dried out. That would have been fun to use. What? Might do freckles. Might try my little freckle pen. I never use this. Might do it. Might not. I don't know. I'm a wild card. You guys are gonna have to see. All right, I think. And then I have one little. Ah, here it is. I have my little single Urban Decay black eyeshadow. Because sometimes when you're traveling, you just need only a black eyeshadow to make do. Like close the lounges in the weed shops here in the SB. I don't know what it is. SB. That sounds like that's somewhere in Canada. I've actually met a couple cool people at them. Hi Lexi, glad you could make it. We are doing our makeup. I have a purple lip on right now. I look like a ballerina. It's a fun time. Okay. All right, getting back into some questions. Hey Evie, haven't watched your streams in months. Used to watch these whenever you did them. Hope you're having a great evening. Thank you so much, Scarlett. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you can make it briefly. Or maybe you're still here. I don't know. Creatine before a date, early prepare for everything. I mean, listen, I have my creatine every day, and I will say that before I see certain people, I do have a protocol where I have my creatine, and I have some extra electrolytes, and I have some magnesium. And I actually am experimenting with, and I don't know how to scientifically judge this or not. This actually makes a difference. I should have done this in a more scientific way. I am also not just, it's creatine, electrolytes, and magnesium, and just all the minerals a girl needs to survive whatever happens to her body. There is also what is called in the weightlifting world like a pump formula, which essentially, like, I think what it does, and there's different things that do this mechanically, but generally what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to pull water into your muscles when you're working out. And I'm like, well, you know what else takes a lot of strenuous physical activity? Would having like a pump pre-workout before doing set activities make a difference? We're experimenting. We're finding out. We're in the testing phase. I think it might make a difference, although it's hard to tell exactly what it is. Anyways, I just wish this creatine didn't like suck ass. Oh my god. Oh, Bandita moved. You're right. Did you see that? Where did she go? She has like one or two spots she hangs on. Oh, she went under the table. Oh, that's how you know she's a little overheated. She is under the table. She is snoozing. Yes, no, it's creatine, electrolytes, magnesium. Yes, exactly. Magnesium is an electrolyte, so it's sort of redundant, but it's a separate electrolyte and a magnesium thing. My dog had like 6 puppies. Would you like one? Are they a Pomeranian? Are they part Pomeranian? I actually think I can only have one dog in this apartment. So probably not, but I appreciate the offer, and I would love to see little puppy pictures. He's here to pump you up. Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Alrighty. So I'm gonna do. Actually, I should find this. I have one very specific eye makeup tutorial. Because it's so different from the way that I do my eye makeup for YouTube, I have to watch a tutorial to be like, oh, this is how I'm doing my eye makeup. All right. I have to find it. I have a makeup folder on my Instagram that's just saved makeup post. I don't have my waiting music set up yet. Fuck. I forgot to do that. I have waiting music for when situations like this occur on stream. She moved. Now you can see her little face. Oh, Francesca turned 10. That's so cute. Perfect age. Perfect cat. Wait, why is the common term slosh when kinky drinky is right there? That's a great question. Kinky drinky. I mean, I should make an event and call it the kinky. Come on Fridays, the kinky drinky. How do I get to my... Oh, there we go. Wow, I've saved a lot of makeup posts recently. No, it's not loading. No. Oh, there we go. Is that it? No, that's by the same person. Is that the thing? Is this it? Wait, I think I found it. Was it? No, was it different? That wasn't it. I tried that one and it was okay. Did I resave it and it's in a different... No, that's not it. God damn it. Where are you? Where are you, makeup tutorial? Okay, this is definitely farther back than when I went. It was like, maybe did it get removed from like Instagram? Is that maybe why it's not in my saved folder anymore? I would be so sad if that happened. I would be distressed. Oh, wait, there it is. Here, I'm gonna show you guys this tutorial. I want to give them their due diligence. It's very silly that I need to look this up, I realize, but there you go. I don't know if it's gonna... It probably won't focus because my camera's busted, but there we go. This is the tutorial. It's by Paulina. Oh, that's a Polish name. Krakowska. That seems about right. And it's a brown eyeliner tutorial, but can I pause? Is there a way to pause this? I feel like such a boomer. I'm like, can I pause my TikTok? Can I pause my Instagram reel? Oh, I have to hold it down. Okay, so I'm just gonna watch it on a loop over and over and over again. I'm feeling bold. I'm feeling sassy. I'm feeling spicy. I'm going to do the freckles. And I'm gonna see if they turn out. Do they go with this look? Probably not. Are they cute? Maybe. I do have natural freckles, especially on like my arms. I don't know if you guys can see them. Probably not. I got freckles all over. But I don't have as much on my face anymore because I had a chemical peel that went deep enough to where it removed a lot of my pigmentation from my freckles, and it makes me really sad. I think I've done it before where I go up the cheeks, and I think I'm just gonna like do the nose. That's probably too much. We're just gonna boop, 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 boop. But it's easy, because if I fuck it up and I don't like it, just go somewhere else. Just cover it up. Oh, that's too much. I don't know how people get their freckles to look so nice. It's like a makeup mystery. I feel like whenever I do them, even though I have freckles, I feel like when I do them, they don't look natural. And they don't look right. Anyways, now we have a little bit of freckles. There was a time period where like the e-girl look was like super bold, like fake freckles. I did announce on Twitter that we were doing a stream early, and then I set up the stream at like 12:30 maybe. So yes, I did announce it. But don't worry, glad you made it. Happy you could be here. We have about an hour to go, so not to worry. By the way, your awesome new channel art inspired me to make my own icons with DDLG vibes. Used Pick Crew, but I'm still using the one I like. Oh, awesome. Great. Hopefully that works out well for you. Frank's Red Hot Sauce spicy? Yes. I love Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Dear. Okay. Yes, happy Pride. Did y'all know there was a kink flag? I only found out about this today. Yes, there is. There is a leather pride flag. There's other related. There's a rubber pride flag as well. Yeah, no, there definitely is. There might also be a separate, different like kink pride flag, but the big one is a leather pride flag. What is a chemical peel to? A chemical peel is a facial procedure you can have done where they put usually some kind of acid on your face, and then it causes rapid exfoliation of different layers of your epidermis. There's like shallow, medium, and deep peels. Usually if you're going to an esthetician, you're getting light and maybe a medium peel, and then the really like the deep peels, like that's, most people don't do them. But it can remove surface pigmentation. It can remove like hyperpigmentation from like acne, like was it PIH, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, smooth out rough spots. Medium depth peels are going to be more like fine lines and like kind of like freckling and things like that. And then yeah, that's basically what they're for. That's what they do. It's a thing that usually the women folk, but also all kinds of people do in an effort to beautify ourselves. I can shape my blush to be a pseudo contour, but doing it with like bronzer, I'm effed. I mean, that sounds like a good look. Yeah, we started at 4:30. But I'm glad so many people could make it. I feel bad when I do a live stream at like a weird different time because like no one's gonna know that I'm streaming. Everyone's gonna be so confused. They're gonna be like, why are you streaming at a different time? I'm like, I can't help it. I was told to do this. Don't blame me. They didn't tell me. They didn't tell me to stream or not. I made that choice. That was technically still me. I'm not gonna throw other people under the bus. Okay. Do you have any ideas for things to try for someone who is interested in BDSM, but ace and new to it with their partner? Okay, well, is the other partner ace or not? And does the other partner have interest in BDSM or not? Because if it's like ace kinky person and vanilla non-ace person, that's like a different scenario than like two ace people that are also like potentially interested in kink. But as far as like non-genital related, least likely to be viewed as sexual in an untoward way, sort of kinks go, I would probably say I would start off with like sensation play. I think is always a good option for new people because you can do it like DIY from things around your house. You don't necessarily have to buy any really big expensive equipment. I think doing role play stuff like pet play or DDLG, if either one of those have interests for you, is another good one to start with because again, you don't necessarily have to have any equipment and it can be very fun and lighthearted, and like a lot of people get a lot of enjoyment out of it that's not necessarily sexual, and there's lots of like non-sexual resources for those kinds of kinks specifically. I would also say, let's see, what else would I recommend? for like a newbie ace person specifically. I'm humming to myself because I don't think, I guess. I don't know. Cause there's just so many different activities. It's like, which one do I pick? What's like the optimum? It's like the optimum choice for people. I also like recommending people doing like light bondage, and this would typically require you at least like try on, if not buy gear, which is why I don't like leap to it as the first thing. But I do like recommending some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of like collar or cuffs, and just seeing how those feel to wear. Like, not even necessarily doing a full-on scene with them, but just like, does that spark any joy for you is kind of the question. Today I just bought the NYX Buttermelt line, the skin tint, blush, and highlighter. I'm so excited to try them out. You will definitely have to let me know how they are. I have not bought any of them because I heard they break very easily. And also there weren't any colors that I was like, oh, I need to have that. I don't have that already. But I've heard good things about the formula. It's more that they break. All right, so I'm looking at this eyeliner tutorial. I think this might be, is this the same eyeliner that I have? All right, so we're doing waterline and tight lining. Then we're going to wing it out a little bit. Then we're going to add a little bit into the crease. And then we're going to smudge it out with a brush. Actually, and then we go back in and then we take a little... Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm actually probably going to make this a little bolder than how they do it in the tutorial. But I have a baseline for what I'm doing here. Okay. So, this is the Dior Stylo waterproof. I like this for my actual eyelid space. It does not last on my waterline. So I'm going to do my waterline, but it will probably stick in my bottom waterline, but not my top line. So that's frustrating and annoying. But this is what I use for basically everything. I am on the hunt for one that will stick in my waterline, but can't get everything in one line. All right. So we're going to do the waterline first, which might freak people out. Maybe, oh, actually, I'm going to move, dropping everything everywhere. It's a little closer. There we go. I am buying the, oh, and then when I've done this before, I don't know why more people don't do this in tutorials. I actually use my finger to like clean up eyeliner lines. And that seems to work pretty well for me. They're gonna tight line, which feels, it's like the eye equivalent of having a blood pressure cuff on. It's like, especially the very inner corner, it's like, I'm dying. There we go. Okay. And then we start from the bottom lash line and then push out this way and then back down. That might have gone up too high. I might have fudged that a little bit. We'll see. Okay. I feel like I look crazy right now with like my lip thing on and my hair up. Oh my god. This is a trust the process moment. This is a trust the process moment. Okay. Got my... Is this... No, this is too thick. This is not the one that I want. Where's the other one? I have a really thin one in here somewhere that I've had for forever that I got with like a Too Faced like makeup palette that I got when I was like 18 or something. Genuinely, where is it? I have this one. I think this actually is the one I was using. This is thinner. It's not the thinnest. It's fine. Clean that up a little bit. I'm whispering because if I say it too loudly, it'll disturb the makeup. I hear somebody's motorcycle has There's like a motorcycle enthusiast who lives here who has like 3. And one of them's real loud. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Okay. All right. What's the next step after this? I think I want to do some of the eyeshadow on the lower lash line, and then to kind of lock in the liner we did before. This is a precision experience. I'm gonna use like 3 different kinds of eyeliner on my eyeball. That's kind of crazy. This is like way bigger than I intended to make the wing, but my instinct just took over. I was like, oh fuck, eyeliner time. Even though I feel like I usually don't do that big of a wing compared to a lot of people because I have eyebrows that go pretty low. And I also have like really sharp temples. So if I make my eyeliner too much bigger, it's just gonna wrap around to the side of my head. And I feel like that's not the look. Okay, the longer that the freckles are on, the more that I'm kind of feeling them, to be honest. The more that they're growing on me. But I don't have fake freckles. I'm just putting the freckles back on that were already there. I'm not stealing freckle valor, okay? All right. Here we go. All right, now I'm gonna do a little bit. Oh, got that all over my hands. Oh, Jesus. I swear I'm not normally this out of sorts when I do my makeup. Normally, I'm gonna just kind of clean up that line there with some liquid liner. I do like having it as like a base. I like that. That turned out good. Okay, great. All right, where'd my makeup cap go? Okay. Ta-da! All right, now I have one. Oh, I'm actually gonna take the rest of this lip mask off. All right. Now this looks a little bit less crazy. I'm gonna put on, I actually just bought this because I was looking for a lip plumper, like clear gloss, but this is a Kimchi Beauty, just a clear lip plumper. And it's gonna be my first layer over the lip stain, which is a little patchy, but it is purple and it's really dark, and that just kind of happens with purples, I feel like. Ta-da! I have a Tate McRae song stuck in my head. It's the song X's by Tate McRae. It's actually the first of 2 glosses I'm going to be wearing. Alright, now the challenge is to match this eye to this eye. Bandit does have a little teeny head. All dogs have the same diameter eyeballs, regardless of breed. Oh. It does have a very tiny face, like squishing it and like holding it like this and just being like, your head's so small. And then she's like, stop making fun of me for my small head. And I say, I'm not making fun of you, I love you. And then she smiles at me. That's how that goes. It's great. Mental bondage sort of roleplay is a fun starting activity that requires no gear, but at this point it makes me wish I had gear. Oh, yeah. Mental bondage, like just like giving people orders, like kind of that vibe. I mean, that could also be it, even if you're not doing that to start with. Oh, I could have also put the Myrex balm on my eyelids, which I thought about doing. But then I was like, I don't want it to fuck with the eyeliner because I haven't tested that combination yet. I'm giving serious Lydia Dietz vibes. Thank you. That was unintentional, but I'm glad. One of the icons of my culture. What's a mental bondage? Oh my god, wait, I love that song. Okay, so here's like one of the unexpected things people would not know about me is I'm kind of a little bit of a pop head. I feel like pop music now is like way better than it was when I was a teenager. The Zoomers have it good. They're eating good. I like Billie Eilish. I do like a little bit of Tate McRae. I think sometimes she's really hard to understand, which is a couple of good songs. I like X's and Sport and a Sports Car. Really good songs. Marina Diamond just came out with a new album. That's exciting. But I like Billie Eilish. I like Olivia Rodrigo. I feel like I'm actually missing who my favorite like pop person is that I listen to. I listen to some Dua Lipa. I like some Dua Lipa. Oh, Sabrina Carpenter. Duh, Sabrina Carpenter. But like it has to be the right vibe, right? Like it has to be like springtime, summer, windows rolled down, having a good day. Like I'm not just a casual pop listener. It has to fit the vibe, you know. It has to fit the vibe. Did I bork that up again? Maybe I need to sharpen this pencil. Maybe that's what my problem is. More eyeliner. There we go. That's a good base. Dua's last album wasn't great, but the one before was 10 out of 10. I don't think I've actually ever sat and listened to any of their, except for Sabrina Carpenter maybe, and Billie Eilish. I don't think I've actually sat and like listened to any of their albums like all the way through. I listened to Billie Eilish's latest album all the way through, which I actually haven't done before. That was an experience. That was actually good. I would see her in concert. I don't imagine, fucking her concert tickets are probably like $700. They're probably crazy expensive. But I would. The opportunity came about. My unpopular, cancelable opinion is I'm not a fan of Chappell Roan. Like, your music's fine. The stuff I've heard of it is fine, but I've never listened to a Chappell Roan song and been like, oh my god, I need to like make sure I hear more of this. Like, am I gonna listen to Pink Pony Club if it's on? Yeah. Am I gonna like have Pink Pony Club? Da-da-da. Am I gonna have that stuck in my head if it comes on? Yes. Am I like, I would die with Chappell Roan? No. I'm sorry. I know it's Pride Month. I shouldn't be doing that. Should be saying bad things about Chappell Roan during Pride Month, but here I am. Makeup night looks gorgeous. I wear mascara and lip gloss at most, so not very in the loop on makeup. Oh, no worries. No worries. I am definitely extra. Pretty sure all the music I listen to is from the last millennium. Fair. Fair, fair, fair. Red Wine Supernova is a No Notes heater. Oh, maybe. Have I heard that one? Probably. I just have, there's like a really cute video about like a little girl singing to Pink Pony Club, and that like lives rent free in my head. She's just so excited about the part where it says mama, and it's adorable. It's like, oh my god. That's what I get from my family members if they send me like TikToks or like, look at this little kid doing something really cute, which is very wholesome, but very much not what my content on TikTok or Instagram looks like. I keep saying TikTok, like I have a TikTok. I don't use TikTok. I use Instagram, but there's definitely stuff from TikTok on Instagram, like with the TikTok logo. So that's what I mean. I don't have like a secret TikTok. If you see somebody named Evie Lupine on TikTok, that is a fake account and you should report them. That is called catfishing. All right. I've somehow, I think, actually made this eye bigger than this eye. I can fix it. And girl, you said that about people as well as eyeliner, and has that worked out for you? No! You just smudge it in the correct direction enough, it'll work out. I did it! If only men were as easy to fix as makeup. There should be a country song about that. Be a country song about fixing your men like you fix mascara or whatever. That would do big numbers. That would make it on the Hot 100 charts for sure. Oh, Ginger is so good. Ginger's a great band. As far as I haven't kept up, to be fair. I don't listen. It's one of those bands that comes on and listen to it, but I haven't kept up with their stuff. But what I've heard, I've liked. And then Ghost, I really like the first, like, 2 Ghost albums. And then I haven't kept up after that. I haven't tried to listen again. I know, I should try it again. Cause I'm open to, like, it's more like psychedelia, I think now. Like, it's a little bit more, I don't know if Beatle-esque is the right term, but I think it's supposed to be more like 70s, 60s kind of vibe, yeah? And I'm not sure that's, like, it's not my thing, but it's not my usual wheelhouse for that genre. Oh, Spirit Box. Yeah, Spirit Box is good too. I like Spirit Box. I love the singer. Courtney's very talented. The instrumentation is good. It's the lyrics. The lyrics don't draw me in. And lyrics are like the thing. If your lyrics do not fucking work for me, I don't care what music you make. I don't care how good it sounds. It's not for me. Or I'm going to curl my eyelashes because I have, on each eye, I have eyelashes that go in different directions and poke straight out. I've actually had partners before that have pointed out my straight eyelashes and be like, oh, you have an eyelash, let me get it. And they literally try to get my straight eyelash that is growing out of my eyeball, like as though it's like an eyelash that's coming out. It's like, no, stop it, no. That's supposed to be there. Why does it grow straight? I don't know. Especially during Pride Month, oh my god. Can't have straight eyelashes during Pride Month. Actually a crime. They believe it or not, jail. And sometimes it's kind of short. Sometimes I can catch it in my eyelash curler, and sometimes I don't. And that's part of the fun of makeup. Oh, I have a little bit of that leftover eyelash. Great. Perfect. Love it. Amazing. I'm actually going to curl them again. I'm actually going to go for round 2. Will Evie have an early Pink Floyd phase? I already had an early Pink Floyd phase. It was called Living with My Parents. They actually mostly, so one of my parents is a hardcore, like, Pink Floyd fan and has been since they were originally making music because that's how old my parents are. And it was very unexpected considering my parents are very normie, right? They're like drinking beer, football watching, like just the most normal people you've ever met in your entire life, right? Every like white parent, like boomer stereotype is my family. So the fact that one of them is a very, very, very big Pink Floyd fan is very funny to me. But like, it's literally the soundtrack of my childhood is the collective creations of Pink Floyd. And like holiday movies, like family holiday movies, there's Pink Floyd in the background, or Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And it's so funny. So I grew up listening to all that stuff. So it was very funny to me when I got to college and I realized, oh, people like listen to Pink Floyd because it's like a I'm deep thing. Oh, I didn't know that. That was kind of a surprise. But yeah, no, I guess I got indoctrinated with some pretty good. It was basically like Pink Floyd, country music, and ABBA. Depending on who was in control of the radio at the time. Which is also very funny because I am extremely confident that my parents are not like, that's part of what's surprising is because they're not like hippy dippy trippy people at all. Maybe at some point. But like, I don't even think they had a face, you know? I don't think that was a thing. I don't even know, like, you know, I don't think that was ever a thing that occurred to them. I think they just liked the music. And even now, like, I have a lot of memories of, like, over one holiday, this parent got a DVD, like a Pink Floyd concert DVD, and to this day, they will go in the entertainment room. And some days they will just, will just take a beer and we'll go in the entertainment room and they will blast that concert at like maximum volume and just sit there and just listen to it. Like, it's like relatable because I also am that same way and I had to get it from somewhere, but it's very funny to me. Like just sitting in and like soaking a concert in at like max volume. Oh, I'm definitely not. I gotta put on fake eyelashes and do my eyebrows. So we're like almost done with the makeup part, but we got another like half an hour, so don't worry about it. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you... I like kind of the fading, like it's a little bit of a fade out. I don't know. Especially not... I'm used to bringing in the eyeliner way in a lot farther, and I think adding the lashes... Okay, wait. I have 2 pairs of lashes. They're both like little half lashes. These are not what I would wear when I'm filming YouTube videos, but they are good for like date night stuff. So one of them is... I think I'm gonna probably just stick with these ones. These are kind of more... I love a cat eye. I only wear cat eye eyelashes. Just kind of more cat eye. And these ones are a little like longer and wispier, but they don't have as much of a... I think they're supposed to be... Are they supposed to be cat eye shaped, does it say? Maybe I just sort of thought that they were cat eye shaped when I looked at them on the internet and I bought them. But I think I'm going to stick with these ones because this person I'm going to see in particular does not like fake eyelashes. It specifically doesn't like fake eyelashes when they come off, so I will endeavor to please them by having... I don't know if they notice. I don't know if they notice if I have eyelashes on or not. They're definitely the kind of person who would be like makeup blind and be like, something looks different about your face. We're like, I have a full bead of makeup on right now, honey, that's why. You know, just like... God bless the people that just look at somebody's face and are like vaguely aware that something is different, but they have absolutely fucking no idea what it is. And it's actually like 6 different things are different. And they're very obvious. Like, that is just so beautiful to me. It's just so, it's so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh, you just don't know at all. Like, this whole world is just invisible to you. It's like being like a fairy and like seeing the fae world and then having a human that's just like, I don't know what any of that is. Can't see none of it. I was not... My parents listened to some, like, classic rock. That was definitely on the radio a lot, for sure. But they weren't specifically, like, Megadeth fans or, like, Metallica fans or anything. That wasn't really a thing. Probably Aerosmith. I liked Aerosmith. That was on a lot. ELO, obviously. Gotta have ELO. I mean, if you listen to Pink Floyd, I think ELO is just like a hop, skip, and a jump over the pond. Alright. Oh, I forgot to get out. Ooh, I forgot to get out. Warning, warning, warning. Okay. I have a very blunt old pair of tweezers that I use to apply. You know what? Again, I'm whispering because it will disturb the makeup. It'll scare the makeup away if I talk too loudly while putting my eyelashes on. Did that actually stick? The outer corner actually stick down? That's very important. That's the most critical part of this entire experience. If the outer corner doesn't stick, we're fucked, people. We're just fucked. I'm just focusing on doing my makeup right now so that way I can get back to answering questions when everything is done. I feel like the half lashes really elevate this whole thing. I think the half lashes really make it. And half lashes are the only lashes I can buy and just use normally and not have to trim them, and it's great. All right. Other eye. Isn't Slayer problematic? I feel like I heard Slayer was problematic, and I don't remember if it was anti-Semitism. It felt like it was something in that general ballpark. Because I used to listen, I actually used to have a Slayer CD in my car I'd listen to back when I had a CD player in my car. I used to go to like a Best Buy and get a CD for like $7, and you'd be like, I've heard Atreyu is good, let me just buy this Atreyu CD, and then you just listen to Atreyu on your way to work at a fast food restaurant. And that just becomes a soundtrack if you drive to and from work because you own 3 CDs. Music streaming on your phone is not yet a thing. Middle school time for me was like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Metallica, that era. I mean, that's class. Well, that was on when you were in middle school, or is that you listened to in middle school? What was middle school for me? I don't know, fucking 3 Days Grace and Evanescence, probably. That was middle school. Just those two, nothing else. Honestly, it was probably 90. When I say that, what I mean is it was 90% Evanescence, 5% Linkin Park, 5% 3 Days Grace. That was my musical experience as a middle schooler. Maybe I should tell you something about what my middle school experience was like. Oh, these look so good. I love these lashes so much. I feel like it really lengthens my eye shape. Like it makes them look very almond shaped. Which is the in shape for eyeballs, because did you guys know that you can have a wrong shape of eyeball? Did you know that certain types of eyeballs are more fashionable than others? What the fuck? That's crazy. What? Almost. That's the terrible part, is sometimes the lashes will stick to this, and then I'll pull off half my eyelash by accident. Evanescence is iconic. They are my favorite band. Amy Lee, well, Sleep Token's up there, but like historically my favorite band that I will love forever is Evanescence, and like Sleep Token's kind of like my adult. That's like my childhood favorite band, and then Sleep Token's like my favorite adult band. Then when I got to high school, things got real weird. That's when I discovered Screamo. And it was all over. Alrighty. I'm excited about this. I have a new, it's like a, look at this. It's like a little, can you see this? It's like a little like twin forked demonic eyebrow thing. And I used the Anastasia Brow Wiz for forever. And this is, I feel like it's too bold, and this will give me just when I need a little bit of filling in to make things even in the front. This is like perfect for that. I tried it out a little bit earlier, and I don't know exactly how to use it. I feel like I have too much eyebrow hair to like make it actually go the way that I want it to. I don't even, honestly, at this point, I'm like, why am I doing my eyebrows? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I might just sweat these off. I don't, the mystery, the unknown. Okay, on this side where it's a little more sparse in the front, I think I got it. Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking. All right, I get it. I get what this product is picking up and putting down. All right. Yeah. Okay. As opposed to dragging through, kind of sweeping. Okay. Does that look more even or less even? Maybe I'll redo this first set I did. Again, when in doubt, just smudge it out, baby. When in doubt, smudge it out. Okay, I just made that worse. That was, when in doubt, don't listen to me. Oh no. Okay, I think I've recovered. Emotionally and physically. The emotional part was harder. That's good enough. I'm not going to be on camera. Fuck it. Well, I am on camera right now, but the difference. Yeah, I like that. There's a very subtle difference to how this looks compared to when I would do it with the Anastasia product, but it definitely has a little bit more of like an airy look to it. I think I just want to get like top line of this. Okay, that did it. That sealed it in, I think. It's definitely a little, maybe I just need to plug my eyebrows more on the side or something. I don't know. There's like something that does not look exactly perfect. I think I got it. All right, is everything stuck down in the corners it used to be stuck down onto? Yes. Okay, great. All right, final step of makeup. Gotta use it, gotta have it. The Milani Fruit Fetish Black Cherry Vanilla. I think the lip pumper actually worked okay. Worked pretty good. And this is like a very dark, like gray, like kind of gray color. And it's got a little bit of sparkle. And I feel like it just layers really well on top of other lip products as like a final step. Ta-da! All right, now we're gonna do perfume, and then I'm gonna put all this back in my little box. Boop, 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 boop. All right, I layer 2 perfumes because I'm extra, and I wear different perfumes for different people, which is fun and exciting. All right, so apparently this is popular with like much younger girls, so, but I didn't know that. I still use it. This is the Cheriosa 40. This is just like a body spray. Memories. I love how whenever I spray this, I get like a flood of like a bunch of memories. It's so great. I love the power of smell is amazing. And then this kind of like gives it a little bit more body. A little bit. It makes it very different. This is the Musc Revigeur by Maurice Roussel, and this is like an animalic perfume, if people here know about perfumes. This is like, or I don't know how to explain it to you. It's just a very like deep animalic, like, I don't know, just like, I wanted something that made me smell and feel like a dark lady. You know what I mean? Something to just darken. And it's like the notes on it, how I would describe this. It's like a dark, woodsy, animalic vanilla. I guess that's how I would describe it. I'm actually not sure what the scents on it are though. Oh, Chevelle. Chevelle had like 2 songs I would listen to that would come up on like my Pandora playlist. It has like a note that it's on the tip of my tongue and I'm like, what is this? Oh, it's spicy. That's what it is. Yeah. It's like, it's warm. It's like a warm vanilla spice. And then there's like a little bit of like an animalic like note to it a little bit. Like a musky. Yeah. It definitely smells a little bit. It's almost like, how do I describe it? It almost like if you were to walk into like a magic shop, kind of, but like a sexy magic shop. like if you're going to a magic shop where they specialize in like how to make men fall in love with you, that's the that's the vibe. The one where the witch is like, here's a potion to make a man fall in love with you. Like that's the vibe. I straightened my hair earlier. Boop. There we go. Ta-da! All right. Keeps not wanting to be in the place I made for it to be in. There we go. Ta-da! Here we go. There we go. Okay. So I've said that 5 different times. Full outfit time. All right, let's talk about the rest of the look. Oh, you guys can just see the whole outfit. There you go. Here. I know, now my dog's watching me. She's like, you got up. That never happens. All right. Rest of the look. Here's the purse. The sunglasses. Can you tell that there's a theme? There might be a shape-related theme happening. Gotta have the sunglasses because I'm 100% sure the setting sun is gonna blind me when I'm driving later. In some direction, I will turn somewhere and it will blind me. These are the shoes. I got these for $5. I feel like my most Midwestern quality is bragging about getting a deal. I got these for $5. These are Azalea Wang. I don't even know what that brand is. I just was looking for like shiny patent heels and they're like square. Look at this. They have a square heel toe. It's so good. Oh yeah, the purse is from Killstar. I've had that for forever. Actually, I didn't start using it until recently. It was in my like, oh, this is too nice. I shouldn't like wear this thing. Thank you. I'm glad that y'all like the outfit and that you guys can kind of see it. Also, my nails are like really long right now. I thought about painting them, but I was like, nah, take too much time. Mm-hmm. You're an honorary Midwesterner. That's true. I'm spiritually Midwestern. The shoes do not have the theme though. Oh no, you're so wrong. You're so wrong because it's patent, like the bag is, so it works. I am a deep believer that, and this is maybe, I don't think people follow this rule, but I follow this rule. You need to have the texture of your shoes match your purse, or at least one other element of your outfit. Boop. All right, there we go. Did it. Did I actually tighten that all the way? I saw a much better potion once in a NOLA magic shop. It was to make someone fall out of love with you. Ooh, listen, when you need somebody to get over you, you just need it. You just need it to happen, that's for sure. All right, I'm gonna double check. We should have about 15 minutes left, but I'm gonna double check traffic time before I 100% commit to that because accidents are constantly happening. Did you know that people are always driving? It should be illegal, but they are. I didn't actually. Oh, you guys want to like? You guys. Oop. There you go. Here's the shoe. Oop. It is a multi-piece outfit. This is a mesh overskirt that is from Shop Mel Noir. They don't make it anymore, but it's a really simple, just a mesh circle skirt. Underneath, I have a Forever 21 just cotton pencil skirt that I have owned for at least 10 years. And then the top is there's like two pieces. So this mesh layer here with the lace, it's like a cami. That's from Garage. And then this with the sleeves is from Etiquette. Oh, I said I was gonna put the names where I got stuff in the chat. I will put that there. Garage. Let's see, cardigan. I think that's how it's spelled. I'm not gonna look it up. Because we're just gonna have to figure it out. There we go. Now it's in there. All right, we are good on time. I have 15 minutes to answer questions, so make it worthwhile. Let me see. Was it? Did I spell that right? I did. Okay, good. It's EDIKTED. Ediktid. It's a made-up word. I don't know. Who cares how you pronounce it, honestly. Where are you going with your amazing outfit? I don't know. I'm showing up and then mystery. So I don't know what's happening. I'm just dressing up for any number of experiences that could unfold, which honestly is more fun. And I don't normally like surprises. So to get to the point where I'm okay with somebody surprising me, it's a big deal. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like the look. All right. I am looking at All right, consider this your 15-minute warning. If I have not answered your question, please feel free to put it back in the chat now, and I will try to get to it as soon as possible. Okay, this is like this is a saga. This is a multi-part story here. So I'm in a bit of a pickle. My friendship feels like it's going up in flames. Oh, that's not good. My friend and I decided to do some play together. He's poly. Okay. We were going to do more intimate play, but we started catching feels. He keeps saying he's poly, but told me he needed to ask his partner for permission to do anything with me, especially if he hasn't done it with them. Like sexual stuff or like kink stuff or both. I don't like being inadvertently controlled like that, so I wasn't really feeling it anymore. And then he comes at me with wanna top this person with me? Oh, Jesus. Like it's no big deal, but he just made it like me wanting to play with him literally had to go through his partner. Yet if we play this other person or he plays with that person, it's fine. So I told him I don't want to play anymore, and it's kind of ruined our whole friendship a bit. I don't know how to deal with it. I've just been avoiding talking to him. I'm a conflict avoider. Good to know that about yourself. But I'm not sure if I'm crazy for not liking being controlled by someone I'm not with, or if I just don't understand their dynamic and he should have explained it. But it seems like he can just go play with anyone else. But our relationship is weird or controlled because of someone being jelly, or maybe he wants that control. But I just feel like the communication isn't there. But I know eventually I should talk to him about it. Okay, whew, that is a big one. But as a poly person of your input, I'm normally monogamous, but I'm single, so I want to play with multiple different people until I find the person that I want to be partnered with. Not crazy at all, unless you're consented and chatted about the control. You've got no reason to be subject to that unless you want to. So here's what I would say. If I'm trying to interpret what I think is going on between this other person and their partner, they might have some kind of agreement where, though I'm confused because it's kink and possibly more sexual play. Okay, so it seems like right now what's being controlled is different kink activities, not necessarily sexual contact. I was going to say that maybe it was like, if you're just playing casually with people, non-romantically, that's fine, you can do whatever. But if it becomes romantic, then that means something else, and then we need to have like further conversations, and they need to ask me permission. I don't really agree with that, because like feelings can happen anytime. I think that it should probably be the same across the board, regardless of if it's like, platonic or romantic or whatever, without it needing to be a check-in permission thing. That definitely is controlling, especially because you are obviously seeing demonstrations of it not being done with other people and just with you. But I'm gonna guess it's casual play is fine, but romantic play is a different thing. You're not allowed to do that with other people without my permission. I don't love that kind of permission structure thing in polyamory. Some people do it. Oh fuck. This eyelash is not glued to the inner corner. I'm gonna fix it while I finish answering this question. That to me does not sound like a good arrangement. It definitely sounds like jealousy and avoiding feelings because, how you're catching feelings with somebody else, so therefore you need to check in with me a lot and do blah blah blah. And I guess in my relationships, oh god, I just got eyelash glue over the top of this. Oh my god. Fixing eyelashes once they've already been put on is a dilemma. I think that's good enough. Alright, hopefully that should work. Alright, please stick onto my eyeball. Alright, we need a more advanced maneuver here. There we go. Did that get it? Maybe. Sorry, it's really, I've been doing something with my eyeball. I am going to focus on not poking myself on the fucking eye. But I will get back to answering this. Why won't you stick onto my eyeball? You will stick everywhere except my eyeball, Jesus Christ. Somehow work that up even more. I don't even know how that's possible. All right, I'm gonna try one last time to fix this. And I'm just gonna, if I can't, then I'm just gonna let it be. Fuck, I got more on my... Oh, how did I do that again? How is that possible? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. This is the downside of wearing fake eyelashes. Sometimes they just do not... And they get with whatever your plan is for where they're supposed to be on your face. All right, good enough. I'm gonna call that good. Put that there. Okay. So, I would say that yes, you are being controlled. No, that doesn't feel good, especially because it seems to be hypocritical based on like your level of emotional attachment. What I could see it being like, okay, so let's say it was just about like sexual stuff, and they had an arrangement where it's like, oh, before you progress to doing sexual things with other people, you know, you need to inform me. And there's a difference between permission seeking and informing people. Like, I think it is normal and okay in a polyamorous dynamic to have an information, permission seeking conversation where it's like, hey, I'm going on this person. It's our 4th date. I am going to do probably this new activity with them, just so you know, so that way other people can make informed risk decisions about, you know, condom usage and things like that maybe they would change as a result of getting that information about you having new sexual contact with a new person. However, if that's not happening at all and there's no new sexual contact or new exposures happening, like, again, it shouldn't be there's a difference between like, oh, I need to like tell my partner before we do new stuff, and then like plan in advance of like what is on the table so I can inform them so that way they can make choices about, again, their exposure level they're comfortable with, versus like, oh, I need to ask permission and see if it's okay. Like that is your relationship being controlled by somebody else. And if you were interested in maintaining a friendship with this person, what I would probably just say is, you know, I guess I don't know how long you've been friends for, so, or how important this relationship is to you, but I would probably say something along the lines of like, hey, I just want to clear the air a little bit. I feel uncomfortable with where, you know, I maybe say something, actually probably start with something positive, right? I just want to say, like, I really appreciated our friendship and, you know, the experiences we got to have together. However, I don't think I'm comfortable going forward doing anything else in the future. And you don't even necessarily have to explain it. You can just say that. But if you felt like you wanted to explain it because maybe you wanted to prevent them from doing similar things in the future to other people, or maybe you would change how they did their polyamory, then I would maybe add on too, like, and the reason I feel that way is because I wasn't comfortable in how I saw your polyamorous dynamic playing out, and it felt like there were different standards for me versus other people, and I wasn't informed adequately about why that was and what was really going on, and I didn't feel like I was an equal participant of what was happening, you know, in our relationship. Something like that. I would definitely move to another country. If I could just snap my fingers and move anywhere else in the world right now, I'd probably move to like the Netherlands, somewhere like that. Just somewhere where if I have an illness, I won't go bankrupt, and I don't have to own a car. It would be great. And also a lot of people speak English. This is the best of all worlds, honestly. Well, you can use all the skills that I just gave you through this makeup experience to make your eyelashes sexy. Honestly, if you're a dude, you might only just want an eyelash curler. Make sure you're sitting or on a stable surface when you use them. I have ripped out my eyelashes because I lost my balance while trying to curl my eyelashes. So just curling eyelashes, it won't make it look like you're wearing any makeup because there's no makeup involved. So it'll look really, really natural, and it'll just make your eyelashes just like pop that much more. Then you can wear some mascara if you want to, and then or just like tight line with some eyeliner, which is uncomfortable but is a simple thing to do. Would you ever do a Q&A where people can send their questions through a voice message in some way? Ooh, a voice message. That would be interesting. That's a good twist. I was thinking about doing some kind of like 10 things I learned in like 10 years of doing kink / being a YouTuber, because it's my 10-year like kinkiversary around this time of year. So I definitely would want to do something like that. Maybe that could be a fun way to do it, is people sending in voicemail messages. I would just be worried about people misusing that privilege, you know what I mean? They tormented you with eyelash curlers forever. Face your fears. Oops, accidental fear play. But hopefully that helps you out a little bit there, Jazzy. That's not a fun situation to be in, but you know, I would just explain it, and you can just leave it as it is, and then say, you know, hey, see you around. You know, no hard feelings or whatever, and then just give yourself permission to move on, because that does not sound like a good experience. And I hope eventually, maybe through trial and error, though it does involve other people, so you know, who knows, it could be something that they grow out of and sort of learn the hard way is not the best way to do polyamory. But in that, when it's permission seeking based, that to me makes it seem like at least one person in an arrangement is like not comfortable with polyamory. I am drinking water with supplements added to it. That's what I'm drinking. To prepare my body for any eventuality. All right. I don't know if I have time for one more question. Maybe there's a quick one. I can answer it real quick, but I do need to head out. Are there any ways to do BDSM as a single person without access to a dungeon in the foreseeable future? Online roleplay. You can also just go to Munches. You can only meet people who are kinky and do kinky stuff one-on-one in private. I think it's a little bit less safe to meet people that way, but it is possible. Whether it's like Field, there's a new app called BD that I've heard from some people is good that I'm maybe possibly testing out. And yeah, there's definitely ways to meet people one-on-one. You don't have to necessarily go to a dungeon to do that. I've heard somebody else say that like book talk has made knife play popular recently, but I don't think I've ever seen anything that would indicate that, so I don't know. All right, I gotta go, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and helping me get ready and ask me questions while I put together my outfit and my makeup. Hopefully it was a worthwhile experience, and Miss Bandita was oh so cute today, and helping us out with her just sheer cute factor. I will talk to you all again very soon. Stay safe, have fun, have a great weekend, drink your water, wear your sunscreen, and I'll talk to you all again very soon.